What's up, guys? We are back with our Week 3 NFL picks.
The third leading scorer in the playoffs. What a season he's had.
Brown goes inside. Oh, what a slam from
the Panthers have a 3rd and 10. Here comes pressure.
So the ball is out in the end zone. And it's Wheeler finds Claude from the logo.
Edelman in motion. Edelman takes the swing pass. Edelman's going to throw. He's down to the one.
Last week for me was much better than week 1. I went 12-4, but I think I'm going to be picking second this week because someone on this table decided they were going to go 16-0, somewhat by accident. But why don't you guys tell us about your picks from last week and how you ended up with the records that you ended up with?
I went 16-0. Barely escaped a Chiefs win versus the Eagles. Barely escaped a Broncos win over the Colts, which would have not let me win. And I switched last second to the Buccaneers over the Texans, who barely won.
You picked against your own team.
I did.
He did. Superstitious.
Although I did too.
Yeah. Except yours won.
I guess I'm the only one that picked my team to win,
Yeah.
and they actually did in overtime. Miracles do occur. I also went 12-4 for the second week in a row, and I still trail this guy in the middle by 1 game overall.
And here I am, right back in last place again. So I'm taking some risks this week.
Oh,
so
no.
let's
You're going to get yourself further in
probably that's kind of what happened last week.
Yeah.
Let's jump right into
All
this.
right.
For week 3, we have divisional game, Thursday night football, Dolphins at Bills. You can call it a rivalry game, but it's really not going to be much of a rivalry. Buffalo is favored by 11.5 points. They're playing in Buffalo, and I think the Bills do cover and win. If this was in like December or January, I think they would win by maybe 50 points. But I'll take
Exactly.
them. I'll take them to at least cover the 11.5 tonight. Dolphins are maybe 1 game away from firing their head coach. This would be the great opportunity to do it. Gives them a few extra days to decide who's going to be at least temporarily taking over, since they have that Thursday night game. So that it would give them a few extra days to choose there. Bills are going to keep rolling just like they did over the Jets last week. Dolphins offense was able to put up some points, but it was against a Patriots defense which is not at full strength right now, and they really were still very inconsistent. And they lost to the Patriots, so they're certainly going to lose to the Bills big time this week. I think we all probably agree, but go ahead.
Yeah, there's not much to say. I think the Bills take this one easily at home. I don't see the Dolphins putting up a fight.
I don't either. I have the Bills winning. I have them covering the 11.5 points. They might win by 3 touchdowns.
I have them covering the over-under by themselves, honestly.
Yeah, they could. That's 49.5. Dolphins are probably going to fire their coach after this game. I would suspect he is on the hot seat, and deservedly so. They had 1 good year under their coach, and the team has regressed ever since, to the point now where they're pathetic.
I think we're going to see a lot more of the same from the Bills tonight and a lot more of the same from the Dolphins tonight.
Yes.
Horrible defense on the Dolphins, too. They have a couple pass rushers, but really horrible defense. All right, so unfortunately that is where the video cuts off. We had some technical difficulties we didn't realize until it was too late. So I'm going to continue to give you the rest of my picks for this week and theirs in this format, and then hopefully we'll be back on track next week. So next up we have the Falcons at the Panthers, and we all picked the Falcons to win this game. They seem to be the clear-cut better team, and I really don't think they've reached their full potential yet for the season. Panthers showed some signs of life last week, but I just don't think it's going to be enough. They seem to be back on that downward spiral for the season. Next up, we have the Packers at the Browns. Not really a whole lot to say about this game either. We all definitely picked the Packers to win this one. Shouldn't be any surprises. Sometimes when you have a really good team play a really bad team, they underestimate that bad team and it can be close, but I just don't see that happening. The Packers are too well-rounded. And Flacco, who isn't the most athletic anymore, you would think he'd be making better decisions on the field with his experience, but it seems like he's just kind of throwing it out there. He knows they're going to lose anyway, so he's just throwing it up. He's definitely increasing his interception rate at the tail end of his career. Next, we have the Texans at the Jaguars. Texans are 0-2 after another heartbreaking loss. Jaguars are 1-1 after a heartbreaking loss. And they also seem to have some internal conflict. Not sure how much to read into that one, but this is where it gets a little dicey. I am picking the Texans to win this game. I just feel like their defense will be enough to frustrate the Jaguars and keep them off track. And I think the Texans are a little better than their record shows. But the Jaguars just not being able to put away the Bengals last week, I still feel more confident in the Texans, just by a hair. I think this is kind of a toss-up game. I wouldn't be surprised if either team won. I mean, I am going to pick the Texans. I think they're a little bit more on the same page and very hungry for that first win of the season. And as far as my brother and dad's picks go, I believe they both also picked the Texans for this game. I have a hard time remembering now. But I think they both picked the Texans. If not, I'm sure they will correct me in the comment section of this video. Next up, we have the Bengals at the Vikings. The Bengals hit a lot of bad luck here. They have Jake Browning now starting for possibly the rest of the season, but at least the next 3 months. But I have a feeling if the Bengals don't string some wins together, that Burrow will just decide not to come back at all if there's no point. And then Minnesota, same thing. JJ is out for at least this game, but maybe a few others after that. Maybe not the worst thing in the world to let him get fully healthy and get back in rhythm with his team. He is essentially a rookie this year, but the Cincinnati defense is not quite as good, and now Minnesota will have Carson Wentz playing, who is more experienced, but he hasn't really showed much of anything the last few starts that he's had over the past few years. I am going to go with the Bengals for this one. I think Jake Browning has just made a lot more of his playing time that he's had the past season. I think he is more of a rifle. He likes to throw it up there. Sometimes he'll throw some interceptions, but he'll throw some touchdown passes too. The Minnesota defense and O-line does scare me against this Bengals team, but I'm going to give the slight edge to Cincinnati. Wouldn't be surprised if either team won this one either, but I just have more confidence in Cincinnati by a hair. Jordan Mason will be leading the Minnesota running game, an upgrade from Aaron Jones. But either way, it'll be interesting to see how this one pans out. Next up, we have the Pittsburgh Steelers at the New England Patriots. So very pleased to see the Patriots put a game-winning drive together and not completely collapse against the Dolphins, although they came very close to doing so. And the Dolphins do not appear to be a very good team. Steelers seem to be a much better quality team, even though they had a very bad game against the Seahawks with lots of mistakes. They're still a better team overall and a very solid roster. Patriots are playing back at home with the throwbacks. I am going with the Patriots for this game, partially because I'm biased and partially because I want to run with the stats here. The Steelers have not won in New England in years. I'm talking years and years and years and years. And Aaron Rodgers is 0-2 in New England. 1 loss on the Jets and 1 loss on the Packers. Not sure how much that matters in this game, but I'm hoping history repeats itself here. I'm going with the Patriots to take another step in their success, and we're going to see Drake May lead us to a wonderful victory. O-line still worries me because it has not been very good, and the defense, we just need to get Christian Gonzalez back, I think, to really start gelling. But we're starting to see some signs of life from this Patriots team, and a win last week is a really good start here. My dad and brother are both picking the Steelers. They both agree that the Steelers have the better roster and talent overall, so we do disagree there. Next up, we have the Rams at the Eagles. I'm picking the Eagles, but I'm not super confident here. I feel like the Rams could really give them a good fight. Rams have a very good defense as well, and they do know how to put points on the board. They are a little more of a slow, methodical type of team, kind of like the Eagles are. These two teams, I have a lot of similarities here, but I'm going to roll with the champs. They haven't lost yet this season. They've won 2 good quality games, and they're playing at home, so I'm going to roll with the defending Super Bowl champs. My brother is going to do the same, but my dad is actually picking the Rams to get the upset here. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. I'd like to see a Rams upset. The Rams are good too. It won't be a huge upset, honestly. So we'll see what happens in this clash of the Titans in Week 3 here. Next up, we have the Jets at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Not going to say too much about this game. We have a very injured, bad Jets team going into Tampa against a very clutch 2-0 good Tampa team, who I think they haven't reached their full potential either. So I think Tampa wins this one easily. All three of us agree with this outcome as well. Next up, we have the Colts at the Titans. Colts are the shocker of the year. Daniel Jones is the Sam Darnold of the year, it appears. So I'm going to roll with the Colts for this one. We're all rolling with the Colts. I've still been impressed by Cam Ward's poise and the Tennessee defense, but overall, the Colts have the better roster, and they're still a lot hotter right now. And then our final 1 p.m. game of the week, we have the Raiders at the Commanders. This game, I'm actually picking the Raiders to win, and for one simple reason. Jaden Daniels is injured, and he likely won't play, and even if he does, he will be very banged up. So I'm going to go with the Raiders here to win this one in a close game. And my brother agrees with me, I believe, but my dad is picking Washington, regardless of who's playing quarterback. I could see this game going either direction, but I'm just going to go with the healthier roster. So I'm going to go with the Raiders to win this one in a slight upset. Next up, we have the Broncos at the Chargers, divisional matchup. Broncos coming off of a heartbreaking loss last week. Chargers look very, very good, very strong, 2-0. They're playing at home, so I'm going to roll with the Chargers. I really wouldn't be shocked to see the Broncos just upset them here after last week's frustrating loss. But the Chargers have played better so far this season all around. Offense, defense, O-line. So I'm going to roll with the Chargers here, but I really think this could be a very back-and-forth close game, and I wouldn't be shocked to see the Broncos take this one, but I am feeling a lot safer with the Chargers. My brother is picking the Chargers because I think he actually thinks the Chargers are going to win, but he is still superstitious with that. And my dad's also picking the Chargers because, same reason, they just appear to be the better team and the hotter team right now. Next, we have the Saints at the Seahawks. Saints have clearly thrown in the towel. I mean, they make it respectable sometimes, but they're just a horrible team. And they're going against a Seahawks team who had a very nice bounce back week last week against the Steelers, so that was nice to see for Sam Darnold. They're playing in Seattle. I think the Seahawks take this one. Could be low scoring in the first half, but the Seattle should have no problem taking this one in the end. And all three of us agree with that as well. Next up, we have the Cowboys at the Bears. Woo, two teams I do not trust. Cowboys with an impressive offensive victory against the Giants last week, but a horrible defensive performance once again by the Cowboys. But Chicago's just bad all around. I was shocked to see that the Bears were favorites to win this game. We're all picking the Cowboys to win. None of us are super confident in the Cowboys to win this game, but they really should. I would be surprised if the Bears won. It's really just the Cowboys' defense that is horrendous, but the Bears have been even less consistent this season so far. So the Cowboys should take this one. Offense is looking pretty good. And then we have our last 4 o'clock game. We have the Cardinals at the 49ers. This one is a tricky one. We have the full-strength Cardinals going on the road against the 49ers without Kittle and starting Mac Jones. This one is a very tough matchup for me to pick. But honestly, I'm going to go with the 49ers. I've picked against them twice this season. I've been wrong twice. I'm going to roll with the 49ers here. I'm not super confident in this pick, but I just have this gut feeling they're just a better run team. And honestly, if the Cardinals cannot win this game with their full starting lineup against a backup quarterback in their own division, that's a really, really bad look for them. So this is kind of a really important game for the Cardinals. And the winner stays in the race for first place in the NFC West. And I believe we're all picking the 49ers here. I could be wrong, but I think we're all picking the 49ers to win this game. Then we have Sunday Night Football, which a few weeks ago I would have said, why did they pick this game for Sunday Night Football? But now it actually might be a good matchup. We have the Chiefs at the Giants. I think it'll be a low-scoring affair. I am picking the Chiefs to win this one. We all are, but I wouldn't be shocked to see the Giants put up a good fight. The difference is they're going up against the Chiefs defense instead of the Cowboys defense this week. Chiefs defense is much, much better. Their offense is much, much worse, but I do think the Chiefs bounce back and win this one. And then next week, the Chiefs have a very tough matchup against the Ravens, so they desperately need this win here. But it could be interesting, so we'll see what happens. We all agree Chiefs win in a very close game. Well, I say close game. The others might not agree with that one, but I think it could be close. And then finally, we have an amazing Monday Night Football matchup, the Lions at Baltimore Ravens. Ravens are slight favorites to win this one. Both teams coming off of huge Week 2 wins. Ravens are my Super Bowl pick for the AFC, but you know what? I'm picking the Lions. I think they match up pretty well for this game. Last time these two teams played, the Ravens kind of ran away with it. But I don't know. I just have a gut feeling again. I think the Lions may just take this one. But I'm going with the Lions. This is the game of the week for sure. And I just have a gut feeling the Lions may take this one. But either way will be good. Wouldn't be surprised if either team wins. Yeah, it should be pretty exciting. So you guys let me know what you think in the comments down below. And we'll see you next time.